Storm DJs Podcast.
Welcome to episode 32 of the Storm DJs Podcasts. Today, we're thrilled to have Tim Angrave with us, a DJ and producer who's carved out a niche with his unique Ambitronic sound, blending ambient and electronic music. Tim will share his musical journey and his views on the impact of AI on the music industry. We'll also dive into his incredible podcast success and his love for Ibiza. Hello, how are you?
Hear me?
Excellent. So, welcome, Tim. Can you first of all let us know where you are? I'm sort of in my head. I'm just imagining you're sort of somewhere at Cafe Del Mar.
I'm in Norfolk, almost.
Right. Well, it's getting warmer. It's not quite Cafe Del Mar, but are you on the coast?
Nearby, yeah, about 10 minutes away.
Okay.
There's a nice place called Wells. It's got a beautiful beach there. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Welcome to the podcast. So what is your current stage name? And how did you come across it? This could be a super simple one for you because I think
it is, because I've just kept my surname's really weird, Angrave, so I've just kept that because it's kind of really easy to recognise, and it's kind of
where does it come from? I've never heard of something like that.
It's a ye olde English name from way back, very English family.
Excellent. And how would someone in Ibiza try and pronounce that?
They call me Angrave, which is quite nice. I'd kind of let them do that in Spain, but it's Angrave.
It's got the rave in it as well. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. That's very cool.
Yeah, Angrave is quite nice.
Very cool. So everyone's got their sort of individual style. How would you sort of describe your style?
I'd say like chill out is obviously my main thing, but I'm kind of deep, ambient and electronic, and I kind of like all my stuff Ambitronic, which is a crossover of ambient and electronic.
And in that sort of realm, what bigger names have influenced you?
Like from years ago, Sasha, he was always a huge influence because he'd do a mix for 2-3 minutes. He'd make 2 tracks sound like one new track, blending it together for so long. And obviously, Weed, Hernan Catania, and Carl Cox for all of the different genres that he's done from the 90s. He's kind of just evolved, hasn't he? And I respect him for just trying new things all the time. That's a huge inspiration.
I think sort of going to Sasha and Digweed's side of stuff, I mean, they were really fascinating, well, probably for you as well, but for me in terms of the way they've been mixing for so long, but at the same time, it would all be on vinyl. So it's just, incredible beat matching all the way through there.
I spent 20 years trying to replicate that on vinyl, and things didn't really happen for me until I sort of moved on to Tractor, to be honest. It is a real gift for them to be able to do it on vinyl, and it's the best sound quality, isn't it? So
very fascinating stuff. In terms of if you're performing out, have you got any particular equipment that you sort of think is the best? Or
I've been using Tractor Pro for about 10 years now, and I've just got the same little setup of an X1 and a Z1, which is a tiny little controller, 2 little controllers that'll fit in between any setup, so I can go to a club, a boat, like house, villa party, anything, and it's all the same dials and same feel. So I was recording my podcast with that same setup as well. So it's just important.
Those Tractor, it's the Tractor software and the Tractor hardware, Native Instruments side of stuff has been very, very strong, very rigid, really well respected.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's sort of been overtaken slightly recently, or?
I can't see it going anywhere. Like going back to Carl Cox, he started with vinyl, and I've heard him in space do vinyl sets only, and his track effects were just far better for me personally. He can just invent something on the fly, and so there's a lot of ways it can go, and I do love the effects on there. I don't really do many effects with what I'm doing, but I've got a really smooth sort of, I can fade things out really nicely on there and stuff. So.
Yeah, with Tractor, as I said, so solid, and that stuff I don't believe anything had ever crashed for me practice side of stuff, but Serato has crashed, so that's why
Yeah,
I'll
some
put more
people
faith
think the
in practice.
quality's better on that, but yeah, if it's going to
Yeah.
crash, then that's just a real sort of scary thing, isn't it? If you're in a live performance, everything shuts down. That's no good.
Not the best idea. So tell us the story, if you can, of how everything started for you in terms of the DJing and the production side of stuff.
I was really lucky to have a couple of good friends that had 1210. This is 1992. I was sort of age 15, so I was learning drum and bass, and they were letting me record the mixes, because that's a really good way to sort of see. You think, oh, that sounds good, and you listen back, and maybe not. And that really helped me, get going. Yeah, I was with the drum and bass. I always loved the quiet atmospheric breakdowns of the tracks. That's kind of probably why I ended up in chill out. Wherever else is getting excited, when the beat comes back in, I'm more excited in the floaty atmospheric bits. So that's why I ended up in chill out, I reckon.
Excellent. And can you think back to your first ever gig with some form of audience?
Yeah, I mean, house parties were the first place I kind of formed in front of people. So it kind of built up from them. Ended up doing my own parties with a couple of friends in pubs and village halls, and that was good fun. That's kind of, it's all your mates then, isn't it? So less pressure.
And with those sorts of events, what was the style you were going for there? I assume not chill out.
No, I love the drum and bass, but then I kind of got into more trancey stuff. Huge tunes. I don't know if you know. Huge.
Yeah.
I've got all of their records, basically.
Vinyl back catalogue on Huge. So.
Yeah. A bit. LTJ Bookham is one of the most underestimated. Like, it was always my favourite sort of records that I prized the most. So. Yeah.
And sort of looking back to those times, then, can you remember like your first ever vinyl purchase?
I think it was Enigma Sadness.
Okay.
Came out in 1990. Yeah, I think there was a few Kylie Minogue records in there, but don't tell anyone.
I think we've all got some skirts like that, to be honest. So looking sort of forward, how things are changing and stuff, how do you think AI is going to impact the industry over the next sort of 5 years or so?
Well, there's a lot of debate going on with this, and there was a lot of debate kind of about tractor and vinyl, and after 10 years, it's finally become cool, as it were. During that time, I just cracked on with it, and I think there's something we can't change, isn't it? So it's best to just study a bit about it, and just not get lost in the debate. Do you know Bobby Alsinski? He writes a lot of good books. The Mixing Engineer's Handbook was like probably my favourite book for learning how to produce. He just reads like a novel. He's done the Musician's AI Handbook, which kind of put my mind at rest. Yeah, because he delves into everything. It's kind of university standard books. Mm-hmm. So he's basically saying that computers that people have at home aren't going to be powerful enough to produce 100% AI music for many years, really. And I think we're pretty safe, really, because they can recognise when something is made by an AI. Yeah, within music. I don't know about any other area, but I think there'll always need to be a human element, because that's what the arts are, aren't they? They're an expression of humans, not machines. So there'll always be a human element to make it artistic, I think. So.
Excellent. Well, yeah, fingers crossed, as I said.
Yeah.
The speed at which stuff is just improving and getting better at everything at the moment is just phenomenal. But it's I guess it's something
it levels the playing field and makes it more competitive, isn't it? We've all got to compete. Now everyone can sort of produce any studio sound from a laptop. It's pretty amazing, really.
Do you think it's going to impact the sort of live performance side of stuff as well?
It already has, isn't it? People are able to loop things and do things on the fly. Again, going back to Tractor, that's all pretty mixed in key. I've been using that for years. That's sped up a lot, because I sort of mix a lot of different genres. That's been really helpful for me. So, been using it for many years, really, already. I'll get Siri to set my alarm and stuff, so that's
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But do you think, in terms of, a live performance, does it always have to be human? That's the sort of next.
There's always got to be a human
thing.
element, hasn't there? There's got to be the live performance is always the best, and there's got to be mistakes sometimes, as well as the opposite end of the scale. There's got to be the best performance. There's got to be the risk of mistakes, isn't there?
What's your thoughts on what's your thoughts on ABBA Live, or whatever it is, which is basically just holograms, and people keep on going to it as if it's something live?
I don't know anything about that, but yeah, I'm glad I haven't read about that one. There's got to be a little bit of human element on that, basically.
Yeah.
We should try and protect that, I think.
Definitely. How was the pandemic for you, and how did that sort of influence your work and your production, DJing, the rest of it?
Yeah, I went from living in Ibiza, DJing mainly, and I moved back to England during the pandemic and just concentrated on making music. And it was difficult physically, but really good mentally to just kind of, I've been taking people's dogs and training them, and that's how I start my day now. Just get up and take a dog for a walk in nature, do some exercise, and then straight into music. So it's a really good way. I've kept that sort of going since the pandemic, really. It's been quite nice.
Excellent, that's good. I can't really remember what the trajectory was, but did you go back to Ibiza for a while after the pandemic, or have you
I've stayed here since then. Okay. It's been, my podcast's done really well since I've just been concentrating on that more, and my productions, I've made a couple of albums, and I've finished finishing a third one off, so it's going really, really well. So
excellent. As you're on that subject, do you want to sort of do a bit of plugging for it?
Yeah. I mean, the podcast itself has got over 21 million downloads. It's reached number one in 38 countries on Apple Music Podcasts, and it's reached number one in 4 countries for all categories, which is amazing. I've got a couple of single albums on Newman Records, which is run by 07 and Nightmares on Mike's lead singer Moses, and I'm finishing an album off with him as well, which is just a great collaboration. I'll send him an idea and he'll just send me something back straight away, and it's a joy to make. It just sounds, I love his voice so much, and it's kind of a really good collaboration there. So
excellent. Yeah. What's your sort of current sort of standing with like Cafe Del Mar and the Sunset Strip? Have you still got sort of a lot of connections over there, or?
I've got lots of friends over there and good connections over there, and I will go back there one day, but I've enjoyed producing more. I'm ready to get back into DJing more, but now's a good time for that. I've got lots of good connections over there. It's always nice down in Finland.
Everything Ibiza is, probably for both of us, it's quite a little magical connection, and it's always had some special energy about it. And, but I think it's partly to do with the music that's really embraced over there. Partly just because there's so many people partying the whole time. I don't really know, but it's definitely got something.
It's just a happy vibe wherever you go, isn't it? I did enjoy the winters there a lot as well, though, when there's 4 million less people about, and it's still just as beautiful.
That's when the locals come back at winter, isn't it?
Exactly. They've got time to go out, and there's also a nice healthy side, which I kind of tapped into a bit as well.
Yeah.
The yoga side, healthy, and pretty zen place as well. Especially with the sunsets, that's a beautiful time to connect to people, and then you're in bed by 11, 12, you don't have to do us 3, 4 a.m. It's a really poetic moments there. And the foray was that's probably even more memorable than Cafe Del Mar for me. It's kind of a place where people go and propose to each other. I had 2 people proposing on the same night I was DJing there once. It's such a romantic, beautiful place. They're kind of biggest memories of it there.
And how was it sort of being alongside the legend Jose Padilla? Was he all right to help?
Yeah, it's the reason I got into chill out, basically. I ended up having the same manager who, got me introduced to the manager of Cafe Del Mar, basically.
Mhm.
So, and when I went there, Jose was doing the first gig he'd done in 10 years, and I was still warmed up everyone for him. And the first time I met him, I went to shake his hand, and he was like, gave me a big hug, and it was very nice, you know.
Yeah, I never met him in person. I spoke to him on the phone when he was first sort of introduced to us as an agency, but yeah, that was sadly the end of it. So, okay, some crazy questions for you here. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how weird would you describe yourself as?
Weird or unique?
Well, weird or unique, you choose. Weird is quite unique.
Yeah, unique's one or the other, isn't it? You're either unique or not. I'd say I was proper weird. Yeah, weird and wonderful.
Pretty high up on the scale then. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So what were we saying, like 8, 9?
About 11 probably. Yeah, there's no one else like me, definitely.
What's something you're not very good at, but you wish you were?
Languages, English and music, I'm pretty good with those, but learning Spanish was difficult. Italian I found really difficult. I'd love to have been able to do it, but I just couldn't get on with it.
Yeah, it really challenges the brain, doesn't it, to sort of have
You just
a whole
got to
new
keep doing it
vocabulary.
every day, haven't you? Yeah, and I don't know, I'm just trying to make music work really, and I'm making excuses. I'm English, that's another excuse.
Share a belief or opinion that you think is true, but no one else believes.
Common sense is a superpower these days, I reckon.
That's fair enough.
To the point.
Describe your ideal sandwich and what goes in it.
Anything with peanut butter in it. I've eaten it since Space 5.
But
Some of that now, I'm good.
Any particular bread? Just anything?
Don't even need bread. Banana and peanut butter, that's a good start for the day for me.
Good. Strong on the protein side, that's good.
That's it, yeah.
And what does your morning routine look like?
I've tapped into a bit of that whenever the dog walking, but I wake up, backflip out of bed, do a bit of meditating, breathing exercises, like Wim Hof kind of stuff, cold shower, and I'm either taking the dog on a walk or on the bike, so he runs alongside, or I go running with him, and then that gets me in the zone for music making for the day.
With the cold shower side of stuff, how many minutes?
I start off with a warm shower. I cheat a little bit.
We all do that, but it's just how much solid cold do you have afterwards?
Yeah, it just depends. If I want to be like before this interview, I kind of had a cold shower for a few minutes just to kind of wake up a bit, but a bit less time in the winter, longer in the summer.
Yeah. So if you picture yourself at the end of the world party before we're before the final AI robot kills us all off, what's your final track that you play?
Moby Go. That's a good art track, I think. It's got a good energy. It's a good final one, I reckon.
What's your routine in terms of just finding new music that sort of fits your style you want to listen to, stream, or playing DJ sets? How do you go about finding stuff?
The last 10 years I've kind of approached, I'd say, thousands of people, really, labels and artists for the podcast. So I've kind of got a good network of people that send me music over. So month I spend a good couple of weeks doing listening to music, and it's normally towards the end of the month when the podcast goes out. But so it's building up personal networks, really, and then heavy on that thousands of emails.
So there's a lot of stuff that basically gets sent to you in a, I'd say, maybe sort of promotional manner, but with your connections. And do you go out and sort of go to Beatport or anything like that as well, or is it literally just the ones that...
Not very often. If I've got a gig, I'll see what the latest thing is there, but I've kind of like I said, it's mainly networks. I've got promo companies that send me stuff, and I've got a few that really know what I like, so it's speed the process up there.
Excellent. So with your podcast, can you sort of describe how it all fits together? It's
always a live mix recorded, sort of thing. I go quite I go deep into the programming, kind of do a lot of planning there. I think
And
it's
for
a
the
big week. So that's the difference between, a really good DJ is the programming. I think, especially with the podcast, and you want something that's thought about a lot more than just freestyle.
and with the podcast, do you start with a sort of intro, or is it literally just straight into the music? How does it?
I used to talk at the beginning years ago, but that annoys me when I'm listening to other people. So I want to just hear the music. With the sunset stuff, kind of do more lively, even not really lively, and then bring the tempo down with the sun. I've kind of kept that idea, so it's more lively stuff at the beginning, and then really relaxing towards the end.
Yeah.
Kind of kept that theory behind it.
Okay.
So it's all kinds of different chill out. It's quite lively, some of it, where you could be on the dance floor.
Very nice.
And engine, nice ambient, super chill.
In terms of the stats and stuff, are you able to see where most of the downloads are? I mean, is it UK mostly, or how does it sort of vary throughout the world?
America, Russia, Spain, and UK. And it's always charting high in Germany. Always done well in Germany because I've been involved with German labels, and it's a lot I've collaborated there with. So yeah, Ukraine as well. It does really well. Lots of different countries.
Excellent. In terms of, sorry, just throw a few more out there. In terms of if you're about to do a live gig, have you got any sort of pre-gig ritual type things going on, or would you just literally just dive straight in and? Or is it cold shower?
Oh yeah, cold shower, obviously. Yeah, breathing, exercise, meditation. No, I always sort of think about the venue because I play a lot of different kinds of venues. So I like to come up with a plan, but I like to be able to swap and just freestyle it as well. A bit of a combination of both on a live gig. See if things are working. If not, but it's always nice to have 2 or 3 tracks that can go really well together. And yeah, I've sort of recorded or saved hundreds of playlists basically from different venues, and I can pack into different things whenever I want, basically.
Very cool. And on the sort of production side of stuff, have you got a studio you work in, or how does that side of stuff work?
Yeah, it's just the home studio, so it's nothing amazing, but
Not one that's set up with 1,000 different keyboards and plugins and stuff.
I've got lots of different plugins, nice keyboard. Sometimes I even use Trackfilm for the production, so it's more of a live feel. So I'll record something and then play about with it. That sounds a bit more of a live thing.
Perfect.
And this room I'm in now is a converted barn that I worked on. So 2 such speakers in here, test it out a bit louder, kind of thing.
Very nice. Excellent. Well, we've reached our time now, but I have to thank you for coming on board and answering a few questions, and us getting to know you, and anyone who listened getting to know you a bit more.
Thanks for having me.
The person behind the Chill Out podcast. So yeah, thank you very much.
Nice one.
Right, well, Tim, we shall bid you farewell, and we'll take care, and we'll catch up soon.
Nice
Thank you for your time
again. Cheers, mate.
All the best.
See you later.
Storm DJs Podcast.